Greetings and peace be unto you. This is the Inspiration Show, episode 10, Living in New York City. I'm going to deal with a couple of topics. I may be a little bit out of order as far as the order of the points, but I will try to make sure I cover everything. My first topic, should I move to New York City? And I'm going to go to the pros and cons. I'll be going over both of them. My second point will be the cost of living and taxes. The third point, transportation, and should I buy a car? Okay. Well, let's get right into it and deal with the first thing. Should I move to New York City? Well, before I give a sort of an answer to that, let me dig back a little bit. I lived in New York for the better half of my life. I would say almost all of my life I've lived in New York. New York City, that is, for the better half of my life. I moved to Baltimore for about 2 years. And then I came back to New York. Well, not New York City. I came back to New York for the Army. And I stayed up in upstate New York, what they call the North Country, for about 3 to 4 years. There is a difference. That's why they call it North Country. That part of New York and New York City, two different animals, or two different situations. Definitely not the same. If you don't believe me, take your car, drive from New York City, and go all the way up there. You're almost near Canada. You can literally walk into Canada. That's about how far up you are. You're 8 hours, at least 8 hours from New York City itself. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying here. Okay, should you move here? I would kind of say no. The reason being, now mind you, I'm a New Yorker. I've been here for the better half of my life. I only spent about, like I said, maybe roughly 5 years out of New York, but not even really out of New York. Even still, when I moved away, I still came back here, periodically. But I'll tell you, the way things are right now, this is not a place to live. New York City is not somewhere you really want to live. It's turning into an absolute tourist attraction with the traffic and the traffic is one of the biggest issues. But then again, people would say you got traffic in California, in which you do. I've been to California. They've got horrendous traffic. But the difference I've seen is that, well, one, being a New Yorker, I was able to adapt to the traffic in California almost instantly. I think maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes was all that I really was bothered by, the traffic in California. Because other than that, I wasn't really bothered by it. Not at all. Because for one, they have traffic just like New York, but that traffic pretty much moves. It's not a standstill. See, that standstill traffic will drive you nuts. That's what you want to avoid at all costs. I know you people down in ATL are like, well, come down to ATL. You'll see some traffic. I've been to ATL as well. And I'm going to tell you, even your traffic can't rival our traffic. New York traffic is disgusting. Now, I'm not going to downplay ATL or California because, like I said, y'all both got traffic. But is it as bad as New York's? I don't think so. But what I can tell you is, dealing with New York traffic, you can deal with anybody's traffic. You'll go down there. And that's why I'm going to just go off a limb and say, you got so many New Yorkers in Atlanta. A lot of people have moved from New York to Atlanta. Probably for reasons of, just more for your money as far as your living situations. But got the same traffic. That's the problem. And I'm going to get to that. I can't say crime is an issue anymore the way it used to be, but it is an issue. You can't walk around here like things is sweet. Not the word I really want to use. It's like if you ain't from here and you just moved here, you better be on point. I'm not saying walk down the block looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds. You shouldn't need to do that, because if you need to look over your shoulder every 5 seconds wherever you're walking at, you don't need to be there anyway. I suggest if you move to New York, you investigate and research the area you're moving to. Now, whatever borough or area I pick, I know I'm going to get scrutinized by it, because I know people all over New York and New York City. But whatever. They know better too. I'm going to just go on a limb and say Queens is a good area to live in. Forest Hills, Richmond Hill, Cambria Heights is pretty good. Baldwin, if you can afford it. Baldwin Harbor. Let me say Baldwin Harbor if you can afford it, because that's a little uppity. Long Island, most parts of Long Island, but you got your parts of Long Island that has gang activity, and you got your little people wannabe thugs, if you want to call it too, out in some of them areas. So you really gotta check or do all your research, check demographics, check crime rates, murder rates, homicide, rape, whatever you gotta check. I would say a good rule of thumb, you know how they got that registered sex offender thing? If you only got 3 sex offenders as opposed to 30 sex offenders in the area, maybe you want to go with 3 and not 30. I would say that's where you want to be at. But keep in mind, the safer the area you want to move to, it's going to cost you more money to live there. Of course. It's not going to be cheap to live in a great area. Renting versus buying. If you're single, I recommend get a 1-bedroom, but you're going to be prepared to spend about anywhere between $1,000 to about maybe $1,500 for a 1-bedroom. So, and then of course that's not even including your security deposit, security, they want everything. They want you double rent, security, all. You gotta damn near come here with about $10,000, damn near, just to move in somewhere. I'm gonna tell you that. But if you got more than that, even better. But I don't recommend really getting an apartment. And the reason I'm saying that is that you want your money to work for you, basically. You want your money to bounce off of what you're trying to do. And your best bet is I wouldn't say to live in the actual city. Now, if you have to live in the actual city, then try to live in Queens. The only problem with Queens is that there's some areas where you're gonna need maybe a bus and a train. So that double, that what they call two-fare zone thing is gonna be an issue with you, or for you, or whatever. So maybe what you want to try to do is, if you live in Queens, see if you can find a job in Queens, or see if you can find maybe a apartment down in Long Island City, if you could, because Long Island City has trains down there. You're not that far from the heart of the city, from Manhattan, if you have to get into Manhattan to work. You don't want to live in Manhattan, I'll tell you that. If you can live in Manhattan, it's either one of two things. You're in government subsidized housing, or maybe a celebrity or something. It ain't cheap living in Manhattan, I'll tell you that right now. You're gonna pay more than you weigh. Forget about that. You're gonna pay some money to live in the city, in the heart of the city, for sure. Brooklyn is coming up as far as like living there and everything like that. I mean, because It used to be Brooklyn was maybe a little bit cheaper than Manhattan, but now Brooklyn is actually rivaling Manhattan in some of their apartments and things like that. After a while, you're not gonna even be able to live there. So, actually, I guess I'm giving you the con and the pro right there. Right now, I'm giving you that's kind of the cons in a way. Well, let's deal with the pros a little bit. Let's say by some strange chance you have $40,000 at the ready in your pocket to move to New York City. Okay, I would say, and you got great credit. Say you got great credit on top of that. Should I throw a car in there? All right, you got a car too. Got a decent car, reliable car. I recommend moving in one of these little off towns or off cities or whatever that are just outside of New York City. That's like, upper New York, like the counties. You got your Westchester County, you got Rockland County, you got Orange County. There's plenty of counties, Putnam. I mean, not so much the counties. You want to look at the area and see what they're charging for houses. In some of those areas, they even have condos and luxury apartments. Well, we don't really want to go luxury, but I would say go for a house. If you can get a house for a decent price that's not too bad to fix up, yeah, you can hear the ambulance, right? Well, I'm in New York right now. This is another thing that goes on. You can deal with all this noise. I'm in the heart of the city, actually. I'm actually in Harlem right now. So, you're gonna hear there's the police now. Well, anyways, what you want to do, you want to definitely, if you can get a house, get a house. Get a house. Pull a little bit down on that mortgage. So you can get in there. I'm actually a veteran, so like if I was getting a house, it'd be a little some perks with that. So if anybody out there listening, if you're a veteran, you can hook up with your VA representative, get the ball rolling on that. I'm sure they can get everything going for you, let you know what to do as far as getting a house. And then after you secure all that, you want to, I would say, if you can get a job in your own area, that would be the best. I'm gonna make it even easier again. Let's say you got master's degree and you got security license, things like that. Well, there's plenty of jobs you can find. Let's say you're a little crafty too. You can do things with computers and all that. Try to find jobs with that, like that. A lot of companies are actually trying to move out of the city, so you may actually have to drift off into another state. You may have to actually go to Connecticut or New Jersey for work. But I'm really trying to get y'all to avoid that. You don't really want to do that. You don't want to live in New York and have to go to New Jersey to work or go to Connecticut to work. If you got to go that route, I'm gonna tell you, I recommend you make them pay more than they weigh. They better be giving you some serious money to make you come out of your state to go get work, for sure. Cause I'm not going over that bridge if I ain't got to. For real, I'm not going. That's another thing. The tolls are ridiculous in New York, or just period. The George Washington Bridge right now is $15, I think, as we speak, or $16. You're only paying it one way, but who knows what in the world they got planned for us in the future. I want to get out of here. I'm telling you that right now. I want to get out of here. I want to even maybe move further upstate, try to find work up there where I don't have to even come down to the city unless I'm coming down here just to say, hey, something like that. Because honestly, I don't want to be in the city anymore. Well, I didn't cover here. Oh, okay, I'm still doing the pros, right? So, pros. You got mass transit that runs 24 hours a day. That's trains, that is. The buses, for the most part, I believe, run all night. You have to check, though, the scheduling of the individual buses that may be near you or something, because you may be by a bus that does not run all night. So then you have to make plans to take the train to get to that, if you actually need that particular bus. If you need to go on that route, to take a train to get you somewhere near that bus so that you can get where you're going. So you gotta pay attention to the scheduling and stuff, but for the most part, you can get anywhere you want in New York City, that is, all night long. I don't recommend taking any cabs. Of course, we have cabs here. And the reason why I say I don't recommend it, if you want to spend nearly $6 just to plant your bottom in the seat, because that's exactly nearly what they're trying to charge about, and I think nowadays. It's a cab going by right now. I can't see the price, but it's somewhere around that. They're nearly about $5.50 now, I think, to $6 just to get in there. And that's before you even get where you're going. So as soon as you sit down in there, he's already pressing that button, turn that meter on. And that's the beginning of the ride right there. You better have some coin on you to be taking cabs. I don't recommend cabs at all. Yeah, you got Uber and Lyft and all that, but you know what? Same clown with different paint, different faces. Same thing. It may be a little less, maybe a little more, depending upon what we're talking about. I worked for Uber and I worked for Lyft, for both of them. And I used to pick people up sometimes way out of the city and bring them downtown. And they're paying that money. And I would look at them like, all this money you got, all this money you paid for this ride right here, you could have just hopped on a daggone train, or you could have drove yourself. Because actually, one lady I picked up one time, I picked her up at her house. Her car was sitting right in the driveway. Yeah, you're going to say maybe she didn't want to drive. I understand that. But the amount of money she paid for that ride, she could have paid to park in the garage and drive her own self home after wherever she came from. Whatever the case with that. Let me get to some of these cons. Although I said you got 24-hour transportation with the buses and the trains and stuff like that, it's not the best. It's literally horrible, actually. I mean, it's slow. There's many delays. It's a heap of delays. It seems like almost every time you get on a train there's a delay. And then on top of all delays, it's just horrible. Like, you're talking about late trains, overcrowdedness. It's crazy. It really is. 5 o'clock in New York City is probably one of the worst times to be on a train. Or driving, actually. I mean, you're better off, if you could help it, depending on what kind of person you are. If you're a daytime person, you can't get around rush hour at all. You're going to have to get your 9 to 5 or something like that. But if you're more of a nighttime person, I would say try to get a evening or overnight job. Something like a 3 to 11 or 11 to 7, 12 to 8, something like that. So that way you're kind of avoiding some of that stuff. Or at least when you're coming home, people are going to work, something like that. Like I said, traffic is horrendous. I remember a long time ago, I couldn't even think of how many years back. It used to be after about, say, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the city, driving wise, it'd be a breeze. It'd be hardly no cars outside. You'd be, virtually be all right. You don't have to worry about nothing. But then started stretching to 8:15, 8:30. Sometimes 9 at night, you still see traffic. Now, I can't even tell you a time when it's smooth. I think it's traffic all the time now. Like, it don't matter what time it depends. It just depends on where you're at. If you're in Brooklyn, around the Barclays Center, around Flatbush, downtown Brooklyn, you can forget about it. It's always going to be crazy. Unless there's absolutely nothing going on. I mean, and that's like, what's the chance of that? Because the Barclays Center has, you got your basketball there, you got concerts going on, you got hockey. It's always something. So virtually there's always going to be some kind of traffic around that area. You got Junior's, probably the best cheesecake in the world. Yeah, I'm going to say that arrogantly, at being a New Yorker. Probably the best cheesecake in the world. Oh, there's always going to be somebody around there. Something like that. Harlem, we got the Apollo Theater. Every now and then you may see a little bit of something going on over there, but it's never really too bad. They just had a concert not too long ago. I think it was an old school concert. But I've never seen it too bad where you can't move around, I mean, right now, we at this evening right now, and it's not even, it's not that bad right now. So, depends. It depends on when you're actually trying to travel around through the city, as far as that's concerned. Cost of living is ridiculously high here. I mean, like, I keep using the word single, because I don't recommend a family to move here. I mean, if you want to bring a family here or raise a family here, you should not be in the actual city itself. It's going to be hard. It's really going to be hard unless you're pulling in unless the husband is pulling in about 60,000 maybe, and the wife pulling in about 60,000, something like that. And you got to really be monitoring that coin right. I know there's going to be people that disagree and say that, well, I'm only making $30,000 a year, and my husband's making $30,000 a year, and we're doing just fine. That might work for you. Maybe you're really good at monitoring your money. But we all know a lot of folk don't monitor their money right. You're spending money on non-necessities, basically. We're trying to buy the latest fashion, and we want to have the hottest car and all that stuff like that. And I'm saying we because I've been through it myself. But I started getting more mature as I got older. Certain things, it's like I don't think things the same way anymore. Like my last show I did when I was covering the situation with Gucci. Besides the fact they're being racist, what they did, I don't wear that stuff anyway. I think if I could afford it, I still wouldn't wear it. Because I'm just not, I don't know. It just don't do nothing for me like that. I'd rather be in a suit and a tie, like you see me primarily most of the time on these shows. And that's really how I get down. It don't matter to me what brand if something looks good. I throw that in here for New York. We definitely have everything you can want and need here in New York, of course. All the major designers are here as far as buying clothing. Price-wise, you're gonna pay. Of course, you're gonna pay hard for it. Depending on what kind of job you got. I don't know what you're doing, what you want to pay, but I suggest to stay away from that stuff. What I got here? Where I left out? Okay, transportation. I covered that. And do you need a car? Like I said, you don't need a car in New York, but depending on your situation, like if you live in the heart of the city, which I would say Manhattan, or even Brooklyn. If you live downtown Brooklyn, I don't recommend having a car. Especially if you can get the mass transit, deal with that. Deal with the mass transit. It's going to be a pain in the behind because, like I said, it's slow. It's not super reliable like that, but it's something you can adjust to. You just got to play your time right. If you got to be working 9 o'clock, you should be up at 5 in the morning already. And maybe out of the house by 6. If you do things that quickly. Just for example. I mean, I should be talking. I'm late a lot. But I'm trying. I'm getting better. Getting better as I go along. I'm getting better. What I do is I exaggerate the time I got to be somewhere. Like if I got to be somewhere at, like I said, 9 o'clock, I'll probably get up 4:30, 4:45, and say by 5:30 or 5 o'clock or whatever, I'm already ready to, I'm ready to roll already. I'm not even gonna leave at 6. I'll be trying to get out of there before that to get myself in a ridiculous amount of time, because to me, rushing and all that other stuff like that, you're just not making it easy on yourself. You're gonna have enough stress from getting on that train and having about 1 million armpits in your face, because people just get on the train and they just get on there. Especially people that ride a train every day, they ain't got a care in the world about you, or your comfort. So you come on the train, you better be ready. I remember I went on the train. I don't ride the train too much, but I was on a train one time, and I think the train was shaking or moving, and I just brushed against this lady, just bumped into her a little bit from the side. Not even, wasn't like she was in front of me or nothing like that. She was next to me. Oh, she was like, "Why you keep bumping into me?" She's going crazy, and I'm like, I'm holding this thing. I'm holding the handle as tight as I can to keep from moving around. The train is moving, it's shaking around. Like, come on. And it's not like I knocked her down or bumped her hard anyways. I didn't even know I touched her. So she definitely over-exaggerated, she exaggerated. But I just apologized and everything, and she just gave me the dirty looks, and I was like, whatever. People who ride a train, that's the thing you got to deal with too, all the attitudes of people. People have severe attitudes. And it's like, why? We're all in the same situation. We all on this train right now. Us being mad at each other is not going to make it any better. We might as well just get through it. You go where you're going, I go where I'm going, that's it. Let's hope we both get there safely. That's all should be on your mind, all the animosity. Oh man, people are so uptight. People walk the street uptight. That's another thing. Don't come here talking about good morning and all this other stuff, because people gonna look at you like you crazy. You tell somebody good morning, they're gonna look at you like you just cursed them out. This ain't the place for that. So you coming from down south up here, your Southern hospitality gonna go but so far. It ain't respected up here. I hate to say it like that, but it's funny. We come from the north and come down south, and it's like we almost. I go down south, I feel like a king almost, because people treat you so good, and they're just so good natured and high spirited and just polite. But up here, yeah, you're gonna look through a couple of bushes. You're gonna be looking through a couple of bushes for small nails to find somebody that is like that up here in New York. It's not it's not like that. We're like I would say it's the capital of rudeness up here. More rude people up here than nice people. I think my fellow New Yorkers agree, unless they're just trying to just be I don't know, hide the fact, because they're definitely rude people up here for sure. I'm not even lying about that. I'm not even coming close to lying. There are many rude people in New York. Maybe rude people in other places, but I think we got that one locked down. We got the most rude people here. But in addition to that, we got some good stuff. We got a lot of good things. We got Yankee Stadium. Yeah, we got Madison Square Garden. Barclays Center. Got a lot of attractions. You got the Empire State Building. You got the Freedom Tower. You got One World Trade Center. And a host of other things. There's so many things to do in New York. That's definitely a pro. There is millions of things to do in New York City. As a tourist, you would never be bored. Someone that lived here their whole life, he starts to, after a while, get used to it. Actually, there's native New Yorkers that probably haven't even done everything in New York. Now, me, I've been to Empire State Building. I've been to the old World Trade Center, of course, way before 9/11 and everything. I have not stepped foot in the new Freedom Tower yet. I wanted to go there one day. I got to do it. I'm a New Yorker. I can't say I haven't been there. That's crazy. But I have not, right now to this day, I have not been in there. I've been in the Empire State Building. I've been in the Statue of Liberty. I have not been in the Circle Line. That's another attraction. The Circle Line. We had this other thing called the Beast, which is a big gigantic speedboat. It's a giant speedboat. Some people that's listening right now probably haven't done it, that are from New York. But yeah, I want to try that out too. That's something that's when you see this thing. In the summertime, I think it's available in the summer. You can go on the Beast. The Circle Line, if I'm not mistaken, runs all year round, I believe. At night and at day. Stuff like that. We got a thing called World Yacht. For you uppities. Or a nice date night. That's, World Yacht would probably be a good thing to do. We got Roosevelt Island. That's not really a tourist attraction. Some people actually live there and stuff, but you could take that, what's the thing called? Sky train, sky car, something like that. It goes over the water and everything on the wire, the little box car thing. Oh, Coney Island. I was about to leave Coney Island out. You got Coney Island. We have the King's Theater. I probably even left out something. There's so many things to do in New York. I mean, it's ridiculous. Plenty of things to do. You won't be bored. But you better have your coin ready. That's for sure. You better have some coin. Don't come here with $500 because you ain't gonna do nothing for $500. I can tell you how to spend $500 right now in a couple of seconds. By the time, especially if you're driving, by the time you pay for parking, pay for wherever you're going, pay for gas, and something to eat maybe, that $500 is gone. $500. That $500 may rest in peace. There ain't gonna be nothing. And don't throw a Yankee game in there on top of all that. Forget about it. Or should I say a Knicks game? Because I think the Knicks tickets are actually more than the Yankees tickets now, and the Knicks suck. So I don't even know. But we got, our sports team is not the greatest, but they have great history. And loyal fans. There are loyal fans behind these teams. I mean, if you're a Mets fan, you gotta be loyal. Or clinically insane. I don't know which one. Yeah, I'm shooting. I'm a Yankee fan. But yeah, we got loyal New Yorkers are loyal to their teams, regardless of the team's individual situations. So that's another good thing about New York. I think the politicians suck. That's my opinion. So don't come here thinking you got somebody that's gonna take care of you, because these guys are not gonna take care of you. Don't worry about thinking you're gonna vote in the next big thing. So just worry about having your coin together. I keep saying that. Have your coin together and have where you're gonna live at together. Make sure you have a ways to get to work and back. If you do decide to buy a car, make sure you have a good car, a good working car that's not gonna leave you somewhere. And I would say that's about it. You should be pretty good after that. Investigate and research where you're gonna move to, and make sure that crime is not on a high end of where you live at. And those would be some good things, I believe, some good pointers if you think about moving to New York.